Thomas, very good to see you. Today, we're going to talk about how to reduce taxes in your portfolio. A lot of people have probably heard about asset allocation before, but just as important is asset location, where you keep your assets. And a tax advantaged account or a traditional brokerage can really lower the tax rate that the tax bite that you could have in your portfolio. So let's start high level. Can you talk through the tax benefits of a traditional versus a Roth IRA and how each has its own unique tax advantage?
Right. I think this is important to know. Obviously, with a traditional IRA, that's tax deductible money, funds that you deduct from your income that you put into an account that's tax deferred. Then it grows. Then when you do distributions at 59.5, that money is at whatever your ordinary income tax rate is at that point, as ordinary income at your tax rate. With the Roth, that's the opposite. That's after-tax money in your pocket, gross tax deferred, and the distributions are tax-free. Why is that important? We don't know what the tax rates are going to be in the future. Right now, they're relatively low, but we can't necessarily say that's going to be the case when you retire in 15 to 20 years from now. So something to think about for sure.
Right. Next, you suggest that we consider tax loss harvesting. How does this work?
Right. This is kind of that end of the year deal where a lot of people are thinking, okay, I have some capital gains and maybe in a taxable account like a brokerage account, you have some positions that have done well for you, but you have some positions that may not have done as well for you. You may want to sell those so that you can reduce your capital gains options or capital gains taxes. So it's basically just selling off what you lost versus what you've gained to reduce your tax bill.
Right. All right, so now let's drill down into asset location. Dividends and other cash distributions are typically taxable in the year that you receive them. To minimize your tax burden on dividends, consider where you hold your investments. What do we need to know?
Yeah, so if you're in a taxable account like a brokerage account, you're gonna feel the impact of those gains. But if you're in a tax sheltered account like a Roth IRA or perhaps even a traditional IRA, you're not going to experience those capital gains because there's a shelter around the account.
All right. And then last, Thomas, we want to talk about taking advantage of long-term capital gains tax rates. With strategic and very proactive tax planning, there is a possibility for a 0% tax rate. Explain how this works, please.
Right. It's essentially, what tax bracket are you in? What type of income are you generating? It's really going to be based on, what you're generating when you retire or when you start to pull those funds out. But the brackets are 0, 15, and 20%. 48,000 and you're single, then guess what? You're not going to have any tax rate or any taxes on those capital gains. And if you're married, filing jointly, it's 9,600, so 96,000 rather. So it's important to get with an advisor like myself to talk through those different options for long-term capital gains.
Yeah, sooner rather than later. That does require a long runway of planning. So Thomas, if somebody would like to sit down with you and do that, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, definitely go to my website, schedule some time. It's at martinheritagegroupllc.com. You can give me a call. I'd love to chat with you, 651-503-6064. You can also shoot me an email at info@martinheritagegroupllc.com. And then I'm on all social media platforms at Martin Heritage Group.
Great. Thomas, thank you.
Thank you.